guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige and this is my open book. In today's video, might be a long one. So when I say grab a drink and grab a snack, I mean it. Today we're going to be tier ranking every sports romance book I've ever read. Hopefully I'm not missing any because I wasn't always tracking on Goodreads, but I tried to go back in my Kindle reading history and I think this is everything, but you know, close enough. So grab a drink and grab a snack and let's chat about all the sports romance books I've read and what I thought about them. Okay, so first let's go over what my tiers are, okay? So at the bottom, we've got Get That Jersey Out of My House. This is like the team that you and your family despise. If someone comes into your house wearing your rival team's jersey, they immediately need to leave or change. That's how I feel about these books. I hate them, they need to get out. Next up, number 2, we've got Knock Yourself Out. No, really, like, I think you should be knocked out because it was that bad. Number 3, I'll go if there's a free ticket. So like, it's a team that I like if it's like a local team that I think is doing good and someone gives me a free ticket, like I'll go, but I'm not like actively rooting for them. You know what I mean? Number 4, we're sporting a foam finger, okay? I will be there at the game showing my pride because it's so good. And then top tier is, I'm a season ticket holder, diehard fan for this book. Like I will be at every game. I buy every season ticket, like I am there and it's part of my personality, okay? So those are the tiers we're gonna be working with. I've got a wide variety of sports romance here. I've got like UFC, we've got hockey, football, basketball, baseball. I think that's most of them, with a couple wild cards. We'll get into it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in the order that they're pictured here on this list. So first up we have the Fight Game series by Nikki Castle. I always want to say Fight Club. It's not Fight Club. So these are all UFC athletes. And I love this series so much. I am a season ticket holder. I'm a diehard. And I'm not ashamed. Even if the team were to lose for some reason, like I would still be cheering them on. Like I love these books so much. I also love how it's like a sports romance, but it's a little bit different, where you've got the UFC setting instead of like a typical college, you know, sports team. So I think the fact that UFC is not a team sport makes it a little bit more interesting. All right, next up we have Autumn Nights by Willow Astor. Get That Jersey Out of My House. I'm pretty sure I DNF'd this book. I did include books I DNF'd on here just because I gotta have books that I didn't like. And this was definitely a book that I did not like. I couldn't even read it. I did not like the writing style, and it was supposed to be a pro football player, and I didn't like his personality. So, not my favorite. Get That Jersey Out of My House. You're not welcome here. Another one in that category, Beautiful Disaster. This is another one where the male main character is a fighter. He's not like in the official UFC or MMA, but he does more so like underground, like street fighting. I picked this up because I saw that the movie was coming out, so I thought it would be good. It was not good. I might put it in Knock Yourself Out. I don't know, because I did finish it, and like I think I gave it 2 stars, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna keep it in Knock Yourself Out. Next up we have Blindside by Candy Steiner. This is a college football romance. This is actually the 2nd book in the series, and I have the 3rd book somewhere. Oh yeah, Quarterback Sneak. So let's talk about these two together, because I feel like I would rate them both the same. Actually, no, I lied. I feel like we're gonna do Sporting a Foam Finger. Like, these are my favorite of all time, but Candy Steiner is just a great author, and I think that she does really good emotional connections and banter between her characters, and this is definitely one of her stronger series for sure. So I think I'm going to put these in Sporting a Foam Finger. I did like Blindside a little bit more just because that one, it was like a fake dating and he was like teaching her, and I love that trope. Whereas Quarterback Sneak, it had like a different vibe. I think that one, it was like a forbidden romance because she is the coach's daughter. So it's like forbidden for him, but it was still really good. But I like Blindside better. Let's put this here for now. I might change it. Okay, then we have, I'll give you a second to guess where you think Brentwood Boys by Megan Quinn is gonna go. Yep, I'm a diehard. There's like 9 books in that series and I love every single one. So that's how you know. All right, then we have, this is another crowd pleaser one. We have The Deal and The Chase by Elle Kennedy. I just included the first book of each series here. So these were more popular last year. I don't know if people really talk about them anymore, but I feel like these put hockey romance on the map. So you've got, I think it's like the Briar U, or no, I'm sorry. The first series with The Deal is the off-campus series, and then the one with The Chase is called the Briar U, but it's like a spin-off of the off-campus series. So they all kind of go together and they all follow different players on this college hockey team. And this is another one. I'm not a die-hard Elle Kennedy fan, but I love these books because they kind of like got me into hockey romance. So like they'll always have a special place in my heart. But I don't know if I'm like a die-hard, because when I go back and reread these books, I feel like they're not as good as when I first read them. I feel like the novelty kind of wears off after the first time. Like when it's a new thing for you, they're really good. But once you've read a few like sports romances, they kind of lose their charm. So like I'll wear a foam finger because like respect, but they're not like my go-to team. You know what I mean? Then we have the Bromance Book Club. I love this one. This one's actually a baseball romance. This is part of a series, but this is the only one that's sports related, I want to say. No, I think there is another one that's sports related, but I haven't read it yet, so that's why it's not on here. But this one is a marriage and trouble romance, and the male main character is a pro baseball player, and unfortunately him and his wife are not having the best time, and he really doesn't, you know, like he really wants to fix it. And she's kind of at the point where she's over it, but he wants, you know, to save their marriage because he loves her so much and he doesn't want to live without her. And he knows that he has like a mess to clean up, but he doesn't really know how. So he joins, his friends convince him to join a book club where it's a bunch of guys who get together and they read romance books to try and like help them be more romantic and to tune in with their emotions. And I like that series for that reason, because I feel like it shatters the whole toxic masculinity side of things where like, oh, men can't have emotions, or men can't cry, or men can't, you know, be romantic. So I love this book. And like I said, I'm not like a die-hard, but I'm gonna give it a foam finger because it's great. It's great. All right, next up we have Dare You to Hate Me by B. Celeste, and I have the second one here, Beg You to Trust Me. So we'll talk about these together. So these are college football romances. I was not a fan of Beg You to Trust Me. I talked about these in my recent weekly wrap-up, so I'm not going to go into too much detail because you probably already heard me talk about them. If not, I'll have the videos linked so you can go see them. But Beg You to Trust Me was not my favorite. I'm gonna go and knock yourself out because I feel like this book was just disappointing for me. I feel like it could have been so much better because it was friends to lovers, and I love that trope. And I love them as friends, but I didn't love them as lovers. So I was a little bit let down. And yeah, that was disappointing. But Dare You to Hate Me was really good. That one was friends, not to enemies to lovers, but definitely like hate to love. So they were childhood friends, but then something happened to break them apart. Then they had to like, you know, go back to being friends again, and then, you know, the feelings came back. So Dare You to Hate Me. I did really like that one. I think I'm going to do Sporting a Foam Finger. Yeah, we're going to put that there. Next up we have Dear Ava by Ilsa Madden Mills, I think is her name. I need to read more by this author. I just realized this is the only book I've ever read by her. I love this book though. I'm going to give it a foam finger. This one does have some dark topics, so make sure you check trigger warnings. It does start with an assault scene that happens to the female main character. So during the story, you're kind of like trying to figure out who it was that assaulted her. So she doesn't really trust a lot of people on the football team because she knows it's someone on the football team, but she doesn't know who it is. And there are multiple players that she interacts with in the book. So at first you don't know who the male main character is even going to be. So I like that aspect of it because it keeps you guessing at the beginning. Like it's not super obvious or predictable. And I like that. And it shows like, you know, her relationship developing and her learning to trust again after what happened to her. And I just think the author did such a good job. So we're going to give it a foam finger because it's great. It's a great one. Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. I loved that book. The whole time I was reading it, it was like one of those books where you're like giggling and like kicking your feet because it just like makes you so happy. So I might put that in Die Hard. I might put that in Die Hard. Yeah, because I love it. This one's a baseball romance. The male character is a pro baseball player and he's going through a hard time, and she's the one who kind of like snaps him out of it, and they end up going into a fake dating situation because he's trying to change his career around, and they think that if he shows that he's like a family man or someone who's like serious about a relationship, then they're more likely to take him seriously. And then same thing for her. She's trying to start her own business, but a lot of people think, oh, that's just the baby sister of the family and she can't really do anything on her own. But they think that if she shows that she's in like a serious adult relationship, that they'll take her more seriously. So I really liked that one. And this one was interesting because neither of them had been in like a serious relationship before, so it was cool to like see them learn how to be in a relationship together. And I liked how they did like frequent check-ins with each other to make sure that like they were meeting each other's needs, even though it was fake. So yeah, I really like that one. Another one is Flawless by Elsie Silver. That was my favorite book of the series. He's a bull rider, so I thought that was an interesting take on a sports romance because he goes to the competitions and competes. I've got Reckless on here too, don't I? Oh yeah, I do. So this is another bull rider one with Theo. Those two are my favorite in the series. And I think it's because of the sports romance element that just made them like way better in my opinion. There's just something about a bull rider. Unfortunately, Powerless in that series is a hockey romance. That one was not my favorite. Like, it was a friends to lovers, so parts of it were cute. Like, I'll go if there's a free ticket, but that's about it. Not my favorite, but not terrible. So, next up we have Heart Check by Kristen Granada. This is another hockey romance. This one's actually a novella, and it was really good, but it wasn't anything crazy. So I'm gonna go with I'll go if there's a free ticket. Yeah. So yeah, Heart Check had really good spice, but I didn't really like feel as deep of an emotional connection as I wanted. So that's why we're gonna put it in like I'll go if there's a free ticket. The Heartbreaker by Claire Contreras, and I also have The Rule Breaker, I think. Oh my god, I read these so long ago. Holy crap. I don't even remember what they're about. Isn't that terrible? I feel like if I hated them, I would have remembered hating them. So I don't think I need to put them in Get That Jersey Out of My House. I'm gonna put I'll go if there's a free ticket, because I must have liked them because they must have like just been okay. I feel like that's why I don't remember them. If I hated them, I would have known, and if I loved them, I would have known. So they're probably like middle of the road, but I couldn't even tell you what they are about at all. I have no idea. I remember them being college football romances, and like I'm getting glimpses of some of the scenes, but yeah, we'll just keep them there. Like I'll go if there's a free ticket, but that's it. Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I think this is another one that got a lot of people into hockey romance. This one is really good. Definitely not God tier. Like it's definitely not like a Die Hard situation. So I'll probably put it in We're Giving It a Foam Finger. I feel like that's fair. Ugh, Culty by Mariana Zapata. No, absolutely not. I know there are people who love Mariana Zapata because her main characters are assholes and then they become not assholes at like the 90% mark. That's not for me. That's not for me. I've only found one Mariana Zapata book that I liked, and it wasn't one of her sports romances. It was a different one. This one, I hated it. I hated the way that he treated her, and I just couldn't get past it. Sorry, not sorry. We've got Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. This one is so emotional, and it definitely has some heavy topics. But I ended up liking it a lot more than I thought I would. This book was really good. I don't know if I'm like a diehard because I haven't even read the rest of the series, so I feel like that's how you know that I'm not a diehard. If I love something, I'm gonna binge everything that has to do with it. So I feel like I'm not gonna put it in Die Hard, but I'll put it in Foam Finger because it was still really good, and I highly recommend you read it. I guess you need to read the rest of the series, huh? Eventually I will. Alright, next up we have the Windy City series, Mile High, and The Right Move by Liz Tomford. These are going in Die Hard. I love these books so much. I like Right Move better than Mile High, but only by a little bit. I still really loved Mile High. And yeah, Liz Tomford, she can do no wrong. I've already seen like blurbs and teasers of her third book that's coming out called Caught Up. And I already know I'm gonna be obsessed. I already know. Mile High is hockey, Right Move is basketball, and the third book that's coming out is gonna be baseball. So yeah, I'm excited. If you haven't read these yet, what are you doing? Stop everything you're reading and pick something up by Liz Tomford. You will not be disappointed. Okay, next up we have Old Fashioned by Candy Steiner. So in this one, main characters work for the high school football team. So he's the coach and she's like the physical therapist for the team. I love this one a lot. I thought the relationship was so sweet. And then the female main character is a single mom and her daughter is obsessed with football, and I just love that little extra sport element in it. I think I'm gonna go with Die Hard. Yeah, I think I am. I liked that better than I did Blindside, I would say. So yeah, I'm gonna put that there. The rest of the series has nothing to do with sports. This is the only one that's sports related, but she did it really well. This is another Elsie Silver. This is photo finish. This is from her other series. That's not the Chestnut Springs. I don't remember what it's called. Gold Rush, I think. It was good. Like, I'll go, there's a free ticket. But I wasn't obsessed. The Chestnut Springs series is way better, in my opinion. But I also haven't read the other books yet, so can I say that? I don't know. You could definitely tell that her writing has improved a lot over time, because she wrote this first, and yeah, they just get better. Pucking Around. I'm a season ticket holder. I'm a diehard fan of that hockey team, let me tell you. The second book too was really good. Yeah, Emily Rath, she's like the queen of hockey romance, because I think she actually has enough hockey in it to really make you like understand the energy of the sport while also having the romance in it. I feel like sometimes people will market it as a sports romance, but then nothing sports related actually happens in the book. But she does a good job of showing you enough sports scenes to like really keep it interesting. Now, another hockey romance series that is not my favorite. If you saw my top 5, bottom 5 Megan Quinn video, you already know my thoughts. I love this one, Kiss and Don't Tell. I love that one. I reread that one pretty often, actually. But the other two books in this series, Right Man, Right Time, like, I'll go, there's a free ticket. That one was okay. It wasn't bad. But this one, Those Three Little Words, get that jersey out of my house. That was a surprise pregnancy, which is my least favorite trope, and I just hated, I hated that book. I'm sorry. Next we have The Rivalry by Nikki Sloan. This is a college football romance. I don't remember this book in the slightest. So we're gonna put, I'll go, there's a free ticket. It was probably just okay. I don't remember this at all. Then we have Running Wild by K.A. Tucker. So I put this one in here. I don't even know what to call it. But you know how in Alaska they have like the sled racing? But it's like the dog sled racing in Alaska, right? I don't know what it's called, but that is technically an element in this book. That element I thought was pretty cool. But this book overall, I was not a fan. I think you should knock yourself out. Like, really. That was not good. Not the best. Then we have Take the Shot by Taryn Lee. Oh, I remember reading this one a long time ago. She made it seem like it was gonna be part of a series, but then she never came out with anything else. This is a hockey romance, and it's like a one-night stand situation. But I remember it being so good. Okay, we're going Foam Finger. Yeah. If there was a series, I would put it in Die Hard, but I'm a little butthurt about that. So we're gonna leave it in Sporting a Foam Finger. I really wish she would write more. I think it's like the Montana Wolf Pack series is what it's supposed to be, but I don't think she ever came out with anything else, and I remember being so disappointed. Okay. Talk Dirty Cowboy by Elle Thorpe. So Elle Thorpe, I love her dark romances, and they're all like reverse harem style. Like the Saints of You world that she created. I love those. So I tried to read something else by her, and this one just didn't do it for me. Like, it was okay. So I guess I'll go if there's a free ticket. But like, it wasn't my favorite. I found myself skimming the book a lot. It just didn't give me the same excitement as her other books do. So It was okay. I think that one had a bull rider too. Yeah. Okay, Throttled by Lauren Asher. I think that's her name. So this is her Formula One series, and it's about like racing. I haven't read anything else in the series yet. This is the only one that I read. And I remember not being blown away. I don't think I hated it. So maybe I'll go if there's a free ticket. Like, I'd probably try to reread it again. And maybe check out the other books. Because I know there are people who are like obsessed with some of the books in this series. But I've also heard the series is very hit or miss. Like, there are books you love, there are books you hate. So I just haven't really been that intrigued to keep going. But like, it might be good. I don't know. I don't really remember. Okay, Untying the Knot by Megan Quinn. Ooh, this was a marriage in trouble with another pro baseball player. I think I'm going to put Sporting a Foam Finger. I love this one. I find that I really do love the marriage in trouble trope. I don't know why. I promise I'm happily married. But yeah, usually when an author I love is doing a marriage in trouble trope, I'm like, yes, I already know it's going to be like an amazing book. And this one was really good. It wasn't 5-star Megan Quinn material for me. Like, I don't think it's as good as Kiss and Don't Tell or The Brentwood Boys. But I don't know if that's her fault, but I think I read this book amidst a bunch of other marriage in trouble romances, so I feel like I don't remember it as much. So we're going to leave it in Sporting a Foam Finger, because I know it was good, but I wouldn't like buy a season ticket for it. You know what I mean? Alright, Spinning Out by Lexi Ryan. I literally just read this book this week, and I already know, die hard, season ticket holder. I want to binge the whole rest of the series now, and I want to read everything this author has ever written. Like, that's how you know that this book is like top tier for me. Okay, so this is where we're at. Let me make sure I don't want to move anything. You guys know I'm indecisive. Okay, these 2 tiers I feel really good about. These 3 I hated. These 3, they were like not that great. I feel like Quarterback Sneak, I feel like I liked it more when I read it, but now looking back at it, I feel like it doesn't stand out enough for me to move it higher. I feel like same thing with Photo Finish, but I'm still gonna leave it there. I'm still gonna leave it there because they didn't really leave like a lasting impression. So it was like a one-time thing, you know? Okay, these I feel good about. I might move Romance Book Club up. I don't know. No, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, let me look at this God tier. Okay, Fight Game I really want to keep. Brentwood Boys. I feel like on some days I would probably move them like this. I don't know. These 3 I'm having a hard time with. Kiss and Don't Tell, Mile High, and Fix Her Up. Like, are they in the same level as some of the other ones? I did like Right Move better than Mile High. But Mile High was still really good. Paige, don't second guess yourself. Put it back. This one I did really like, but it's just another one where I feel like in the moment I loved it. But like, would I like it as much if I reread it now? Okay, I think I feel good about that. This one I reread all the time, so I know that one should stay. Yeah. This is good. Okay, so this is our final tier ranking of every sports romance book I've ever read. I feel good about this. Yeah. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below with your favorite sports romance that you've ever read. What would be like your die-hard team that you would be a season ticket holder for? Give this video a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my future videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!